Так, всем привет, кто смотрит записи. Снова с вами Мактуб. Сегодня на стриме проходим столпы земли. Нас ожидает третья и заключительная книга, или эпизод, как хотите называть. И узнаем, чем же закончится все это.
The White Ship. She was one of the fastest vessels that was ever built. The man who should be king of the English now, the son of King Henry, was on board when she sailed off. And with the prince there were 140 knights and many nobles, all on their way from Normandy to England.
Что-то с субтитрами
They say the
случилось.
ship hit the rocks, and then a fire broke out. Even before the White Ship had departed, the prince and his men had begun to drink and get violent. Monks that were meant to bless the voyage were then forced to disembark. Some say the ship had been cursed. The king's son and many of his family were pulled down into the Black Sea that night.
Опять Бог во всем виноват.
You're forgetting one important detail. Not only these monks, but also Stephen of Blois, the king's nephew, left the ship before it embarked. They say he got ill.
That old rumor.
The same Stephen who calls himself the king of the English now.
What? That cannot be a coincidence.
Yes, it can be. Of course he's king now. He survived. He is the king's nephew.
What do you think, my lord?
I think Stephen is a clever man. Clever enough to have his whole family perish. But why he would want to rule that god-forsaken rock, I will never understand.
What makes you say that? I love my country.
Then why are you leaving?
Well, because I want to see something new.
I'll tell you what you're going to see. A proper country, where people know how to behave.
What about you? Why are you leaving?
I'm looking for someone.
For who? I guess I should stay out of other people's business. Forgive me.
Ну, хоть сам понял.
You English do talk a lot, don't you?
I just don't know how to feel about leaving my country for the first time. I mean, how should anyone feel?
Смотря какую страну
You'll see
покидаешь.
what happens.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just running away.
You should all get some rest. It will not be long now till we reach Cherbourg.
Thank the Lord. I can't wait to be back.
Мне вот интересно, у сериала такой же ролик в начале? Есть же, оказывается, есть сериал по этой книге. Око бури.
In the late summer of 1142, I had left my home country, England, for good. My old life lay in shambles, as did my former home of Kingsbridge. Having failed both my friends and family, I had set out to find my baby's father, the man I still loved with all my heart, Jack Jackson. And so early one morning in July, I finally arrived on the shores of Normandy. With nothing on me but a pouch of coin and a young, curious face yet unnamed, who was just as unfamiliar to this new world as was I.
Она еще имя ему не дала? Серьезно? Крушение белого корабля. Один из самых быстрых кораблей того времени. Его капитаном был сын капитана Морры, того корабля, на котором Вильгельм Завоеватель вторгся в Англию в 1066 году. Как и его отец, для него он с радостью предложил свой корабль Генриху, возвращавшемуся из нормандского порта Барфлёр, тому самому Генриху, что должен был стать королем Англии. Но, как и все несчастные, кто поднялся на борт того корабля, Генрих не пережил путешествия. Во тьме ночи корабль напоролся на камни, и на борту начался пожар. Корабль погрузился в морскую пучину вместе с большей частью королевской семьи. Стефан Буланский также должен был быть на борту, но, как говорят, внезапное недомогание побудило его вместе с несколькими монахами сойти на корабль перед отплытием. Ну, понятно, из-за кого он потонул корабль. Так, мы в Нормандии. Каменщик.
You're still here?
Oh, it's you. I'm just trying to get my feet used to good solid ground again. The last bit of our voyage wasn't exactly my pint of ale.
That hammer you're carrying, do you happen to be a mason?
Actually, I am. You have a keen eye, mistress.
I guess I just know a mason when I see one.
To be honest, I haven't been one long. Just finished my apprenticeship in Salisbury. Before that, I used to shear sheep with my parents, but I guess that wasn't really for me. Father still hates me for leaving, though.
What will you do to find work here as a mason?
Я думаю, как можно в целой стране искать одного человека.
All I heard was that the wages are
Это
better
не
over
сейчас...
So you'll just travel from town to town and look for employment?
here. Right, and I'll start in Lassay. A fellow mason told me about the abbey there. He said these Normans build their churches quite differently than we do back home. I need to see that with my own eyes. Maybe learn a thing or two.
Может, Джек отправился в аббатство в Лессе?
Do many masons go to Lassay?
I dunno. It's really just a tiny town. The mason who told me just happened to do some repairs there once. It's likely he told others as well.
I left my old life as well.
Scary, isn't it? To start off fresh and all that.
Well, you definitely sound more excited than scared.
Oh, I am excited. Wouldn't anyone be?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm looking for someone. A red-haired mason called Jack Jackson. He came to France about a year ago or so.
A fellow mason, great. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know a thing. After all, I just arrived here with you.
I know, but should you meet someone like that on your journey, tell him Aliena of Shiring is looking for him.
All right. Jack Jackson. I'll keep an eye out for you.
Thank you. Have a safe journey.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Нет, Джек. Тоже рыжий.
Good day. I am looking for someone. A traveler who came through here last summer. Oh, hush now. I need to talk to this man.
Looks young.
He was born at the beginning of summer.
What's his name?
I haven't given him one yet.
You should. He needs to know who he is. Makes growing up a lot easier.
Прям философ.
You said you're looking for someone.
The man I'm looking for looks a bit like you, actually. A bit more boyish, though.
So he has red hair but no beard.
Походу все рыжие.
Redhead around these parts? There are quite a few of us. Most of my family here in Cherbourg is ginger.
Oh, his name is Jack Jackson, and he is a mason.
No, sorry, I haven't seen him. And I come here every day. Maybe May saw him. She helps the sailors get their cargo to the nearby towns. Carries travelers too.
I'll ask her. Thank you.
Talk to May, the coachwoman. Maybe she can help.
Возница.
Hey, you. That's quite a bundle you got there. Where are you headed?
Что пропустил? Ну, нам рассказали, как умер король Генри, возвращаясь из похода с Нормандии. Что его корабль напоролся на скалу и загорелся. Ну и, короче, вся семья королевская погибла. Но при этом на этом же корабле должен был прийти Стефан, который сейчас правил. Ну, этот говнюк. Король. Племянник. Но по каким-то причинам он, типа от недомогания, он не зашел на корабль и остался на берегу. А все остальные умерли. А теперь он король. Ну, был королем. Все, вот мы приплыли в Нормандию и ищем Джека.
Another ginger in Normandy? I wouldn't have noticed, even if he was carrying a hammer instead of a fishing rod. Maybe you should ask someone in Barfleur. That's where all the travellers come through, the pilgrims and kings. Their lot rarely lands in Cherbourg, with the fortress passing back and forth between Stephen of Blois and Geoffrey of Anjou. Why you even came to Cherbourg in the first place baffles me.
It was the earliest ship I could get.
You must be in some hurry, madam.
Let's just say I needed to get away before I changed my mind.
Fine with me. Who am I to judge?
Do you know the road?
И, короче, расспрашиваем всех подряд о Джеке.
But I hope you're not planning to go there on foot. Tell you what, you give me some coins and I'll treat you to me wagon. You can even change your destination once we're on the road. What'd you say?
Нормандия это на британском острове. Вот как раз я сижу и думаю, где эта Нормандия находится.
Oh, I don't know, really. You
Честно,
need to
я
ask the
забыл.
locals about that. But Barfleur sounds like a good place to start. Shake my hand and I'll take you there.
Я вот пытаюсь вспомнить, не могу понять. Я думаю, мы поплыли во Францию. А при чем здесь Нормандия? А Нормандия это случаем не... Как его? Не Шотландия? Ну, предыдущее его название. Тогда это рядом, да, соседний остров. Там вот Британия, Шотландия где-то здесь. Поэтому они все рыжие, шотландцы же.
Travelling by coach is a lot. Your little worm deserves some warmth and a rocking carriage.
Это север Франции. А, ну. Значит, я не угадал, и ты не угадал. Ну, заметь, тут как все по-английски.
Look,
Чешут. Так, ну получается, что нам? Здесь больше делать нечего.
where did you...
Changed you?
Подожди. Можно сюда сходить? Нет? Тогда отправляемся. Регион запад
Where do
не
you need
Парижа.
to be?
А я не знал, что французы рыжие
Take me out of
были
town.
раньше.
All right. Where do you need to be?
А, ну вот, смотри, мы... Сейчас и посмотрим. Так, можно увеличить карту. Вот Англия. Получается, да. Вот Шербур. Париж. Западнее. А, ну западнее, да, получился. Брестская крепость. Хотя нет, это не тот Брест. Нормандия. А, то есть это еще тогда был... Подожди. Вот Франция заканчивается. Значит, Нормандия это... Или в тот момент она еще не принадлежала Франции. Забыл всю историю я. Хотя я всегда любил зарубежную историю. Так, и... Ну...
We went to Barfleur, a scenic port town built on granite. It was the biggest harbour in Normandy and the main entry point for the Normans to their new possession of the Isle of England. I talked to some of the sailors and fishermen, but no one had remembered seeing Jack. How could they? Almost a year had passed since Eve, a simple mason, had journeyed through the busy town, a town with no memory other than that of the last king who passed through on yet another one of his violent conquests. Maybe I was approaching this the wrong way. What had drawn him to France in the first place? The distance to Kingsbridge? Or something specific? What was my lead?
Да вообще, искать человека в новой стране. То есть ты предполагаешь, ну и я, наверное, тоже так думаю, что раньше вот эта вся часть принадлежала Англии. Ну потому что Рен, Леман, Нант — это все французские города. Ну, по крайней мере, которые я вот знаю точно. В нынешний момент. Ну вот, посмотри, это Нормандия. Это Бретань. Это Анжу. Может, как колонии, типа? То, что завоевали. Они же воевали вечность. Французы с англичанами. Не любили друг друга.
Lissay was tiny, but as it turned out, worth the trip. In the small abbey church of the Trinity, I met a monk who claimed to have talked to a man fitting Jack's description. He'd been fascinated by the abbey's rib vaulting and had asked the monks countless questions about the place's construction. The monk apologized that he couldn't tell me where Jack had traveled next, but I didn't mind. I lay down to sleep on the floor of the abbey guest house and, for the first time in almost a year, I felt relief. As I drifted into sleep, I hugged our baby tight and whispered into his tiny pink ear, "We're going to find your daddy."
Я когда в Европу играл, там у Англии только наверху кусочек оставался. Но это, видишь, это 1400, а сейчас 1100. 12 век. Я уже всю историю забыл, поэтому вполне возможно. Монсель-Мишель.
My father had once told me tales of the Mont Saint-Michel. Long ago, the
Красиво.
Archangel Michael had urged Hubert of Avranches to build an abbey on a lonely rock on the ocean by burning a hole into his head. They say one can go and see his penetrated skull on display in the church of his hometown.
Подожди, давным-давно к Оберу во сне явился архангел Михаил, повел построить в могильной горе монастырь. Чтоб тот лучше запомнил, прожег дыру у него в голове. Хороший способ. Крестик бы поставил.
And the place was crowded with pilgrims and jongleurs. I remembered Jack's fascination with these tellers of stories. I spoke to one who was just taking a break. As it happened, he had indeed met Jack, although not in Mont Saint-Michel, but on a road heading east from there. Apparently, Jack had been hopelessly tracking jongleur who might have known his father, Jack Cherbourg. But as he'd been gradually running out of money, he'd intended to look for work in Le Mans or Tours.
Le Mans.
That was about 6
Как
months
она
ago. I was
произносит?
catching up.
Тур. Так. Ну, давай по дороге. Что первое?
Going to Le Mans reminded me of all the trouble I'd left behind in England. 30 years ago, Le Mans had been conquered by the Plantagenet Geoffrey of Anjou, Maud's husband. And although they'd held it ever since, other noble families kept on pulling at the city, like Maud and Stephen tearing at England.
Вот, смотри, видишь, рассказывают нам. 30 лет назад Лиман захватил Плантагенет, Жофруа Анжуйский, муж Мод. Это которая дочь короля предыдущего. Почему аж 30 лет назад? Это ж какой он старый у нее был.
There was no sign of Jack, but I got news of a new kind of cathedral being built in Saint-Denis, just north of Paris. It was possible that Jack had gone there to learn from the craftsmen. That was, if he hadn't travelled further south, looking for work in one of the many churches in Tours, the hometown of Saint-Martin.
Мод это имя? Ну, наверное. Что-то как-то мы колесим прям. Прилично. Эх, значит, мы туда не съездим. Тур, Центральная Франция.
Good day. Are you the master builder?
What is it?
I'm looking for a mason who may have passed through here. An Englishman with carroty hair. He calls himself Jack Jackson.
A redhead?
Yes. Did you see him? He might have asked for work here.
No, I'm not looking for new masons. We're just doing repairs.
Ah, but was he here?
No, never seen him. Now, stand back, woman. Something could fall on your baby's head.
Но если не так хорошо по-английски говорят, значит, это все-таки Англии принадлежит. Хотя и говорят, что Франция.
Are there other construction sites around Tours?
Well, yes, it's a big town.
And where would an outsider most likely find a job?
Dunno. Ask around.
May I talk to your workers?
No, they're busy. And I can assure you they have nothing to say.
Такой
on that
дерзкий.
matter.
Perhaps I'll talk to them once they've finished for the day.
It would be a waste of time.
You hesitated when I mentioned a redhead. Are you sure you haven't seen him?
Yes, I am sure. All right, he was here.
А зачем тогда
Working
врал
for
он?
me, but I had to throw him out after 2 or 3 days.
Why?
Because he was all want. Let me redesign the roof, let me make the nave lighter. All pretty ideas, but he never shut up long enough to do the work he was supposed to do. Shit, that man was almost as needy as my son when he was still a brat.
He does know a lot about his craft.
Well, I know masons like him. They grow up gifted, but without a mote of discipline in their guts. Can't work with someone like that.
Do you know where he went next?
No idea. Maybe to Limoges or Angoulême. Maybe even to La Rochelle. Seemed to have plans for every cathedral on God's green earth, but none for himself.
I understand. I'll leave you to it then.
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage. Так это французы или англичане? Натурализованные. Зашибись, 3. Оккупированные земли?
We had just left Tours,
Ну да,
and I suddenly
но если
felt
только так,
dizzy. I
если они
stopped
завоевали.
mid-rest, trying to catch my breath, then lost my breakfast in a ditch at the side of the road.
Что, заболела, что ли?
To my horror, our baby too had grown pale, his breath shallow like that of an old man. I tried not to panic, but the next inn was a long distance away and we couldn't stay on the road where it was wet and cold.
Угу. Либо вернуться обратно, либо... Ну тут как бы путь. Давай обратно.
Back in Tours, the fever got worse. I remember people carrying me into a room, laying me on a bed. I tried to feed my baby, but after that everything turned into a blur.
Я ж надеюсь, ребенок не умрет.
When I awoke, Jack was standing next to my bed.
Так это уже галлюцинации.
Scolded me for following him. You know you could go anywhere you want, he whispered. Why be stupid and follow me? I tried to answer, but he just opened the window and jumped out, heading toward ancient Greece, or maybe all the way to Arabia. And in my feverish mind, I followed him.
Ничего себе. Хо-хо. Что хочем посмотреть? Грецию? Не, Грецию везде видели. Давай в Аравию. Этой древней Греции хватило в Одиссее.
The further I went, the angrier I got. For years, I'd been fighting for my family. I'd committed myself to an oath to my father. I'd built up a business to sustain it and even married a man I despised so I could create a future for the people around me.
Она презирала его, брата Джека? Что я не заметил.
I'd know nothing but my duty to the men in my life, while the man I was trying to find lived a life of casual irresponsibility. He traveled the world on a whim to learn about mathematics and philosophy, while I had to raise the child he'd fathered. When could I ever do anything just for myself? I asked the world as I went on.
Неинтересно путешествие.
I travelled in a circle all the way to the edge of the world and back, only to return to the place of our failure. With my eyes closed, I listened to the sound of ripping yarn and crumbling walls, and of coaches carrying good people away into a cloud of crimson dust.
У бедолаги вообще температура, видимо, зашкаливает, если такое снится.
When the last moat had settled, I opened my eyes again and found myself in a dirty little room. An old maid was sitting next to my bed and smiled at me, then handed me my baby. Oh dear God, he still looked so pale.
Ты болеешь, какой кормить?
The more I tried to keep him warm, the colder he felt. Oh, please, God, let him live. Don't punish him for my own sins. I gently caressed his head until finally he put his mouth to my breast and drank more and more, becoming greedier with every swallow. We had both been spared. We rested one more day. Then I gathered my things and headed back to the cathedral to thank the Lord for his mercy.
Я уже думал, что-нибудь печальное сейчас будет. Возблагодарить Господа за то, что... Да... Именно он тебе помог выжить.
I thank you, dear Lord.
All right,
I
steady
thank
now.
you for having spared my child. I thank you for...
Don't let go until it's done.
But why are you showing mercy on me? I failed everyone I cared about. I failed Jack. I failed my brother. And if I never return, I would also break the oath I had given Father. It's just that I feel like I've never had a life of my own. I've always fought for others. And this may be the very first time that I fight for something that I only want for myself. Maybe I should just go back and help rebuild Kingsbridge. Maybe Jack doesn't even care for me anymore. Amen. Huh.
Что? А, Модильон? Джек же такой же сделал.
I've seen one of those before.
It's amazing, isn't it? The man who did that really had it in him.
Что ему дано?
Had what in him?
The spirit of a true mason. It's a shame that the master let him go. In just 1 month, he did so many things.
The master builder said he'd fired him after just 3 days.
Did he? Well, maybe that's how he remembers it. The two didn't really see eye to eye, you know? To tell you the truth, everyone thinks that he feared for his own job having someone like that around. The last thing Jack did was carve that corbel. It was the one thing the master let him do. Then when he was done, he was asked to leave.
Your master said he had no discipline.
Let me tell you something. Jacques worked very hard on it. He was impatient and had a temper, but you could see that he tried to overcome it. Conquering that rock was very important to him.
Oh, I understand that so well. Do you happen to know where he went next?
He wanted to walk the pilgrim trail to Santiago de Compostela.
The Camino? The Way of St. James?
He said he might find someone there who knew his father.
Just one more thing. How was he when he left?
Never thought about that. Relieved, I guess. He seemed ready for something new.
Thank you so much for your help.
Уволить за то, что слишком много работал.
And good luck on your travels. May you find what you are looking for.
Но есть же хорошая фраза. Инициатива
Isn't it odd?
инициатора.
Just when you stop looking, you come across the most curious of things. Like these 3 devices that one of my merchants brought back from Baghdad.
Рашид, Басим. Это
Oh no. Is it another
Османская империя.
one of the Musa toys, Rashid?
They're not toys, Adriel. They're objects of scholarly ingenuity and reflection.
I will let my valued friend from the north do the honors.
А вот и Джек.
Jack, if you may.
Игрушка называется «Столпы земли», ну если по-русски. Сделанная по книге Кеннета Фоллета.
Let me draw your attention to the magnificent songbird on the table.
Сюжет.
Then, to that wondrous donkey next to the entrance.
Ну это как сказать, как сериал какой-то такой. Любовно-приключенческий.
Stands right between them.
That statuette.
Рашид. Рашид и его друзья.
But one thing at a time.
Получается, это
Let Jack decide what to demonstrate.
он с мусульманами дружбу завел. Статуя Богородицы.
Now, on second thought, why don't you save the lady for last? Otherwise, the other 2 devices might appear bland and boring in comparison.
I agree.
Так, я что-то упустил. А что нам нужно сделать-то?
Time, doesn't he?
Что это за статуя? Рашид не должен знать, что я поджег собор. Устройство ослик.
No, it's too heavy.
Ну, набери тогда. Я пока только не понимаю, я упустил момент, что мы его вообще здесь делаем.
What is he doing now?
Not much, I suppose. No, it's for the presentation.
А, подожди, он Джек стал, короче, изобретателем, что ли? Что нам надо сделать? Крепление для емкости с водой.
And now, Jack will heat the water in the tank.
Да не, про то, как строили собор, ну ты слишком как-то... Про любовь, про отношения, нет? Про Господа Бога.
It's so beautiful it will make you cry. Just listen.
Собор это как отправная точка во всем этом. Бану Муса. Братья, известные под общим именем Бану Муса, сыновья Мусы. 3 ученых персидского происхождения, жившие в Багдаде в 9 веке. Их самый известный труд... Куда улетела? Книга изобретений. Большой иллюстрированный сборник, посвященный механическим приспособлениям и машинам. В основном эти механизмы создавались с развлекательной целью, но в их использовании новаторское для своего времени использовались новаторские для своего времени инженерские технологии. Братья писали также книги по астрономии, астрологии и геометрии. Их исследования в области геометрии оказали влияние как на исламский, так и на европейские математиков.
How does it
Ой.
work?
Maybe it's a miracle.
Подожди, а что он вообще сделал? Какой-то...
Right.
Go on, Jack. Tell them.
Стройка либо дом 2? Да нет. Объяснить.
There's a hidden wheel inside the box.
It turns an axle that in return raises and drops a sequence of small cylinders inside. These cylinders work like fingers playing a flute.
But who is blowing into the flute?
Steam.
Шарманка типа, да, на пару.
Yes. When I opened the pipe, it gradually pushed itself into the tube.
The power of steam. For once, I must agree, this is brilliant.
Том 1.
Of course! It was created by a Muslim after all.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What else have you got, Rashid?
Anyone care for some tea?
Thank you, my daughter. We will have some as soon as Jack has finished our presentation.
Сейчас девчонка влюбится в Джека и все.
Of course not.
В лучших традициях.
So, who is this man, Rashid?
Аиша.
Jack is a friend
Don't let me
of the
distract you,
house. A brilliant man.
Представить
Scholar
все три
and
устройства.
talented artist.
А что у него еще здесь? Ослик.
Just the other day, he explained Euclid to me.
What is that?
А, еще какие-то изобретения.
Who wrote a book called The Elements of Geometry.
I could watch this man scoop up water all day.
Еще
Egyptians
стебутся.
translated it into Arabic, and now the Englishmen are turning it into Latin.
How very peculiar. You showed it to us already.
Ты нам это уже показал. А что еще вам показать? Братья мои мусульмане. Ослик.
Now, watch the head.
Что сейчас будет? Мы сейчас голову будет так поднимать и пускать, что ли?
Just any moment now. Did you see?
It threw up.
Его стошнило.
Rashid, this is disgusting.
Oh, far from it.
А чё?
Would you kindly explain how it works, Jack?
Объяснить. Я тоже хочу знать.
Bowl floating on top of the water. At the bottom of that bowl is a small hole. Through it, the bowl is slowly filled with liquid. Once it's full, it sinks, pulling a string which makes the ball drop onto a weight. This, in return, pulls the bowl up again, emptying it in the process.
Thus resetting the entire mechanism.
If you timed it perfectly, you could make it drop a ball at every hour.
Turning it into a clock. How clever.
For me, it's still nothing more than you can
Блюющий осел. Я честно не понял, в чем смысл такого изобретения.
Rashid.
One could join those two and build a singing donkey clock. One song after every hour.
That would be pretty clever.
Блюющий осел.
I know, right? You could be the one to build it.
Oh, that would be unfair. It's your invention.
I would let you have it. Or we design it together.
Девчонка уже подкатывает.
You still haven't shown us that statuette yet.
Of course. Jack, if you may. Oh, you will love this. Just watch.
Теперь что? Надо положить в прохладное место. Сюда?
And now? Just be patient, but don't look away. It takes some time for her to...
To do what?
Is it crying?
Плачет.
Isn't that amazing? No, it's irritating. Rashid, what is going on?
Конденсат? Этот мы не знаем.
We have no idea how it works.
Rashid, please. We all know that there is no such thing as a man-made miracle.
And this piece of wood is very clearly made by man.
I very much agree, my friends. But so far, none of us has an explanation.
All we know for certain is that her glassy eyes shed tears when you move her from warmth into cold.
Like a plant at sunrise? Like dew? The only difference is the surface, that's all.
I think you may be onto something.
Am I? Of course, I had
А для
no
них это как
intention of
чудо было, да?
disturbing your
Статуя,
conversation.
которая плачет.
But if you can find out why there's dew gathering on a plant, you may understand why that woman is so weepy. So, who wants a cup of tea?
I'll have some.
Your daughter is quite something, Rashid.
Это любовь.
A scholar in her own right.
I know, I'd rather she wasn't. It would make marrying her off so much easier.
Oh, I'm certain that won't stay a problem for long.
Maybe the dew originates from invisible water in the air. Water that stays hidden when it's hot.
Шеш тут приезжает она с его ребенком, а он с другой уже.
The pilgrim trails across France converged at Osterbat in the foothills of the Pyrenees. There, the group of 20 or so pilgrims who had been travelling alongside me since I'd left Tours swelled to about 70. Some were prosperous citizens, some probably on the run from justice, a few drunks, and several monks and clergymen. Several languages were spoken, including Flemish, a German tongue, and a southern French language called Oc. Nevertheless, there was no lack of communication among them, and as we crossed the Pyrenees, they sang, played games, told stories, and in several cases had love affairs. While my baby and I kept mostly to ourselves.
Ganz schön frech, die mit ihrem Kind.
Немцы. А по-русски можно?
Hush now.
Richtig dreist.
Richtig dreist. Немецкий не знаете никто? Я просто английский учил.
Kann ein Mann nicht einfach mal seine Ruhe haben?
Да, все,
Der Weg
все
aus
верно.
Babenberg war doch anstrengend genug.
I'm sorry. He has to cry himself out before he'll fall asleep. It will give you a strong voice one day, won't it? Do you have children?
Самое удивительное, что ребенку уже где-то 6 месяцев, она ему имя так и не дала. Почему-то.
Dear Lord, what are you doing? You should get out of the water. It's freezing.
My ring! I lost my ring! Dear Lord, please show mercy.
Не, ну мы в холодную воду не полезем. Искать кольцо.
Come back to me. Please come back to me.
Все, его нигде нету. Здесь посмотрели.
Where are you? Where did you go?
А, вон оно. Без отца не хочет, видимо. Ну. Да нет, ну а чё не хочет? Уже полгода не хочет. Да тут даже гадать не надо было. Отца зовут Джек. Правильно. Джека отца звали Джек. Значит, он будет тоже Джек. Джек Джексон Джексон.
I found it.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You are a very kind woman. So very, very kind.
I'm glad I could help.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I can see this ring is very precious to you.
It was a gift from my stepmother. She thought I would stay forever, but I didn't.
Why did you leave?
Oh,
Что будет норовоучение?
I didn't belong. She always said I was her daughter, but I was sure she was lying.
О том, что она жалеет о том, что ушла.
So stupid. Too stupid to see I really was happy.
Tell me about your stepmother.
She was such a kind woman. So very, very kind.
Maybe you really weren't happy.
Странно. Обычно мачехи они такие.
Don't know. I was very young and thought I was unhappy because I didn't live close to the sea. But in the end, the sea did not feel the same about me. The cold there made me sick. It took away my sight.
Почему же ты не вернулась?
Why didn't you go back?
She had been so angry when I left. So angry and disappointed. She would have never let me return.
Ah, that's why you went on the pilgrimage.
Yes, so that St. James might see my devotion and I will be united with my mother in heaven. I'm just not as kind as you. Not kind at all.
Actually, we two have quite a few things in common. I too am trying to make amends with the one man I loved the most. I was told he went straight to Santiago.
You will know soon.
Сантьяго это уже не Испания, случайно?
Not soon enough. It's still 4 weeks till I get there.
He'll be there, I'm sure of it.
I hope so. I just feel that with every day that passes, I'm losing him a bit more. And that the only thing I can allow myself still to hope for is not love, but forgiveness.
I understand.
Hey, hush now. Not long now and our journey will be over.
Сама виновата. Сначала сказала, что выйдет за другого, потому что главное деньги. Теперь Видите ли, хочет вернуться к Джеку. Потому что осталось ни с чем. Камино де Сантьяго. Или Путь Святого Иакова. Маршрут христианского паломничества в кафедральный собор города Сантьяго де Компостело. По-любому Испания. Где по преданию покоятся останки апостола Иакова Старшего. Наряду с паломничествами в Иерусалим и Рим это одна из важнейших для христиан дорог. Только в таком пути паломник и мог освободиться от своих грехов. К XII веку такие паломничества стали организованы, вдоль пути стала возникать инфраструктура, а также был составлен первый в истории путеводитель, так называемый Кодекс Калинтинус. Призваны поддерживать будущих паломников и укрепить их в намерении совершить паломничество. Отличительным знаком пути Святого Иакова, как и символом самого апостола Иакова, является ракушка. Вот такой небольшой экскурс в историю. Ну да, мы отправляемся в Испанию. Вот. А, нет, это еще Франция. Португалия. Леон, это же Франция у нас. Да, вот Испания. Кастилия. Мадрид.
The woman's name was Alba. She came from a small town somewhere in Catalonia. I quickly got used to her constantly feeling out for her stepmother's ring and the sad guilt that would always follow in her milky eyes. I wasn't sure if she appreciated my company, but I couldn't leave her on her own either. By the time we reached Los Arcos, she'd stopped talking, while I kept on dropping a kind word here and there to let her know I was still by her side.
Бургос.
Alba believed herself to be of weak mind and body, and yet she walked the Camino with a strong sense of purpose that willed her onward. It made me wonder about what I'd told her about my own journey. Did I hope for love, or was I really traveling because I needed him to forgive me? But what was there to forgive? My decision to marry Alfred had been in the best interest of the people of Shiring. It was a sacrifice I had to make to stop the evil reign of William Hamlet.
Ай, как все девушки,
These
ё-моё.
questions had haunted me for a long time now. But if I really was going to see Jack soon, it was time to make up my mind.
Принесла себя в жертву. Ох ты ж, мать. Мать Тереза.
Around Lyon, the path began to gradually turn uphill. It was only 2 more weeks till we'd reached Santiago. The baby was in a good mood, and so, surprisingly, was Alba.
Как она вообще без денег столько пути
After
прошла?
Astorga, the trail got more difficult. Alba became slower and slower, and we had to rest more. She became quiet again. The strain on her old body grew, and she worried that she might not be able to reach the end. Still, we managed to push onward. The next morning,
мы почти
she
добрались
refused
уже.
to get up. Her breathing was disturbingly shallow, and she hardly noticed me touching her forehead. Everything hurts, she said, and urged me to continue without her.
Остаться?
Of course, I
Наверное.
stayed with her. I brought her food and water and sat by her side. But day after day, her condition grew worse. She kept on urging me to go, to find Jack, saying the monks of Ponferrada would take care of her. I'd hardly known her, and most of the time she'd tried to push me away, as if she considered herself a nuisance that slowed me down and who didn't deserve company. It wasn't until a few moments before she died that, for the first time,
Ну да, я тоже
she
не смог уйти
smiled at
сразу.
me, and I like to believe that she saw me smile back. I still like to believe that here, in this unlikely place, dying next to a near stranger, she'd found a moment of serenity and happiness. But she had not reached Santiago. When I left, that thought still haunted me. To see that a journey could come to an end so suddenly. But what would be different if she had reached Santiago? Could she have been disappointed by what she found?
Жалко, конечно. В то время слепым быть вообще, наверное, сейчас сложно, а в то время...
After months of hard travel, the child and I finally reached Santiago de Compostela. In the evening, we attended Mass in the great cathedral, then started to roam the town looking for my dear Jack. It was almost dawn when finally a priest pointed me to an inn close by.
Духающий паломник.
Buenos dias. Do you understand me?
Español.
Sinto-cho ben, pero non temos camas dispoñibles.
No, I don't need a room. I was told a friend of mine stayed here some time ago. A red-haired Englishman called Jack. Do you remember him?
Eu só che falo en galego, miña rula.
Все верно.
Français? English?
Отлично. И как? Как нам разговаривать?
I'm looking for a man who likes to read a lot.
E logo anda sempre cun libro en riba.
Have you seen anyone like that?
Pero, por que levas un libro en riba? Basta escangallar co peso.
She doesn't even understand that I'm looking for a person yet.
Мы ее не понимаем, она нас не понимает. Что делать? Так, а тут... Может, кого-нибудь другого спросить?
I already tried that. No one...
Понятно. А что тогда делать? Я не знаю. Может, показать ребенка?
Oh, que cousiña. Eche rubio.
Sí, redhead.
Я до сих пор не дала ему имя.
Have you seen his father, Padre del Niño? Jack Builder?
Ven sendo un peregrino?
What?
É un peregrino?
Oh, no, no. He's not a pilgrim.
Entón, quen ven sendo?
Как она ее понимает?
He's a mason.
Ai, mal rayo, me partas entendo o que me estás a contar.
Is there someone inside who might be able to translate for us?
Nena, que te merque quen te entenda.
A translator? A guest?
Agora mesmo estanche todos a dormir. Case che diría que volvas mañá pola mañá.
Какой-то бестолковый диалог.
He's a jongleur, a storyteller.
Ai, na miña hospedaría non vai quedar jonglar algún. Xa temos jonglares dabondo por aquí. Téñenme ata o curuto.
Уже все в Google переводчик переводят.
You don't seem to like jongleurs, do you? just a simple traveler like anyone else. I bet that doesn't help much. Let me show you something.
Или она нас понимает, а мы ее нет.
She knows that Jack likes to read. Now I need to somehow tell her that he's a mason.
Каменщик. Кувшин.
He likes to craft things, like jars or strange machinery.
Oh, ¿y qué diantres andará a decir a muller esa?
Просить помощи, ну неужели?
Can you help us translate?
O inglés non cho falo, desculpa.
Тут кто-нибудь вообще по-английски разговаривает?
I was told he used to stay here.
¿Diz que o rubio está aquí? Ah, xa sei a quen andas a buscar. Xurxo!
Хорхе! Вот это слово я знаю. О, рыжий.
O raparigo este é che fillo teu.
Pois, non che sei. Case que non, eh?
No, he's not the man I'm looking for.
Semella que desta aínda zafas.
Шуршо. Не Хорхе, а Шуршо. Хорошее имя. Что делать теперь?
Let me show you something.
И что теперь? Так, ну остался кувшин. Тут ничего нету. Указать на что-нибудь. На что? Чё-то я не знаю. Подожди, костер. А, во, на собор. Строитель.
He builds things like that.
Ah, eche masón.
То есть она нас понимает, мы ее не понимаем.
See, a mason. It's the same word in Galician.
Por aquí pasan unha morea de masóns. Non me poderías dicir algo máis sobre el?
Oín falar dun masón que dis que se dedica a traducir libros en Toledo.
Polo visto, di que se chama Jack.
Yes, Jack. Have you seen him?
Non sei cal será o seu apelido, pero ben é certo que non chai moitos masóns rubios aos que lles guste ler. Se tan desesperada está, porque non vai a Toledo?
А так и должно быть, или забыли перевести субтитры?
Marchou para Toledo.
Или мы должны биться головой?
He went to Toledo.
A Toledo marchou?
Sí. О, это мы
Di que o
знаем.
teu Jack podería estar en Toledo.
All right. So, I will go to Toledo then. Gracias. I just pray that I understood you correctly.
Есть какие-то знакомые, одинаковые слова в каждом из языков. От этого отталкиваются. Похожие по произношению. Куда она? Еще месяц прошел. Толедо.
Buenos dias. Parlez-vous français? English?
Of course. How may I help you?
I was told a man named Jack Builder lives in this house.
Who told you this?
A group of scholars living at the edge of town. They said he used to translate old scriptures
А если он уже
about
женился?
mathematics before he moved here.
Please wait here. I will talk with Master Rashid.
Такой путь проделал зря. Не, надеюсь, не такой печальный финал будет. Фонтан. Красиво. О, блюющий осел. Прощай его.
It's his.
Он здесь. Да мы знаем, что он здесь. Ну, она-то не знает, мы знаем. Сейчас драма будет.
Oh, there you are. May I ask who let you stroll around our house?
Мне было... Я разыскивал какого.
Traveled hundreds of miles looking for a man called Jack Builder. A scholar told me that I would find him here.
Yes, my servant told me already. My father's not here at the moment, so you'll have to make do with me. Unfortunately, I must disappoint you. There's no one called Jack living in this house.
Врет.
He must be here. I found his slingshot.
What? Who allowed you inside my father's archive?
Я не хотел вас обидеть.
I didn't mean to be disrespectful of your hospitality.
I just hope for your sake you didn't touch anything. Every piece in there is precious to my father, even that slingshot.
Или его уже здесь нет?
But this is not easy for any of us. I think you should know that Jack and I are promised to each other. Maybe we should go inside. The sun's burning, and my mother doesn't need to hear us.
Обещаны друг другу. О, как обычно у мусульман делается.
Jack told me about you. You are Aliena. You're the one who rejected him and married his stepbrother. And now you want him back.
Это... Я не знаю, как же девушки в таком случае говорят.
His father? The little one is Jack's son.
He is.
He always said that he had come here to find out about his family. But instead, he found out about everything else. About philosophy, mathematics.
Mathematics.
When he and my father met, it was love at first sight. They studied together and made great plans. But in the end, Jack would always start talking about his cathedral again. This great church he would build one day. Rib vaults and pointed windows. He'd ramble on about it for hours and stare up at that ceiling. We three sat here for hours and talked. And then in the evenings it would be just the two of us. So many strange ideas about the future. Some barely more than silly dreams. Others almost in arm's reach.
Видимо, он ушел все-таки.
You're talking about him as if he were gone.
Well, he's not here anymore.
Да ладно, умер что ли?
Had offered him work as a master builder here in Toledo. He would have been well off, and free to spend his evenings under vaults like this, with me as his wife. But in the end he refused.
Я жду. Он больше не с нами, говорит.
Tell me, did you really marry his stepbrother?
Это была ошибка.
It was a mistake. I know that.
Девушка бы сказала, мне пришлось. А я говорю, это аж была ошибка.
I thought I had no choice. I didn't want to hurt him. Believe me.
I do. You know, he left me because of you.
Любовь победила.
Even after all you did to him, he couldn't let go. You can be glad that you ran into me and not my mother. She was enraged when he left.
He can have that effect on people.
But apart from that, we made our peace with him. Father even gave him one of his favorite pieces of his collection as a parting gift. A small wooden statue with stone eyes in exchange for his slingshot.
Would you mind telling me where he went?
He went to Paris to work on the cathedral of Saint.
Мы прошли весь этот путь, чтобы узнать, что он в обратную сторону ушел.
He never found out about his father, so there was no reason to stay down here anymore.
Paris?
Yes. If you find him there, tell him I don't miss him.
Спасибо и вам, всего наилучшего.
Thank you, and all the best to your family.
Thank you. What is the child's name, by the way?
Кстати, никак его не зовут.
He has none yet. I wouldn't name him without Jack.
Ну ты был прав. Без отца не хочет.
Maybe. But he's his son as well as mine. It's his right to have a say in it too.
Then off to Paris. That baby needs a name.
Сколько она? 1,5 месяца сюда добиралась? Теперь еще обратно. Столько же. Нет, 2,5 месяца. Толедо. Там горы, что ли?
I traveled back along the way of St. James, passing through Astorga, Lyon, and Burgos. I crossed the Pyrenees, revisiting Bordeaux, Angoulême, Poitiers, but never stayed longer than one night. The closer I came to Paris, the stronger my old doubts and fears resurfaced. If Jack really was there, what was I to say to him? I'd pull him very, very close, wishing for all the wounds to heal as quickly as they could.
Riche. L'amour, d'être heureux. Базилика Сен-Дине. Слушай, это еще до сих пор первая глава 3-й книги. Еще 6 впереди ждет. Так вот же он. Нет? Задом к нам стоит. Да, вот он, рыжий. Бесстыжий.
There, there. awake then, you almost missed this. Look at these colorful windows. Look at the light.
Ali,
We came to see you, Jack.
we... Is he...
He is your son.
My son?
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Ali, where do we go from here?
Wherever we go, I want to go with you.
Will you marry me? Both of you.
We will. We stayed in Paris as husband and wife. And our son,
Tommy.
Tommy.
В честь отчима.
Jack had learned much working as a builder in Saint-Denis. Days became months. Then after a year, we both grew restless. Where can we go from here? We asked ourselves again. We both confessed that we wanted to see our families, our friends. And then we knew where we wanted to go. Home. Even if it was in shambles.
We need to hurry. The ship to England will leave soon.
What's going on here?
Whatever it is, if the crowd doesn't clear up, we'll miss our ship.
Она осталась теплой благодаря вкладке в ящик. А, статую взял с собой, что ли?
Could make the horse get their attention.
Or ride it through the crowd.
That sounds a bit dangerous, doesn't it?
You think?
Do you know what's going on?
Oh, chaos. I can't get these people to calm down. God knows I tried.
What happened?
The jongleur told the crowd a few stories. Then he sold people some miracle charms. But it was just fairy tales and painted stones.
Мошенник.
Well, it always is.
Как это знакомо.
I know, but I'd need a real miracle to calm them down now. Otherwise, they'll rip him apart.
Excuse me?
What's going on here?
He's a thief. He told us lies and stole our money.
But isn't that just a simple jongleur?
Jongleur.
That poor man.
Разве Барт по-английски не Барт? Почему звучит как жонглер?
Oh, he doesn't like it.
Neither do I.
Жонглер. Почему Барт тогда? Успокойте толпу. Каким образом? О, я знаю, что сейчас. Надо им показать статую плачущую.
Behold the Holy Virgin.
Святую Деву.
You're right. I have to make her weep. It's the only way.
А я где-то... Я ж помню, в истории был тот момент, когда... Типа, статуя плакала там, или еще что-нибудь, или портрет какой-нибудь святой.
It's working.
Your friend Rashid must be quite the miracle worker.
What's going on? The Holy Mother. She's crying.
Смотрите.
Revere the Holy Mother, for she has blessed us with a sign from the heavens. Cease your doings right now and witness the miracle.
It's true. Lord in heaven. Why is she crying?
Потому что нам надо сесть на корабль. О ваших грехах. Пугать будем их сейчас.
She weeps for your sins. What has this man done to you that you would treat him like a wild animal?
He tricked us and took our coin.
And you would kill him for your own foolishness. The Holy Virgin weeps, for you are not living by the word of God.
It is the Mother of God.
Forgive us, Holy Mother. Where did she come from?
Правду не будем говорить.
For hundreds of years, she languished in the land of the Saracens. Dormant, she has been waiting for the one to bring her home.
Listen to what he has to say. The Holy Virgin has chosen this young family to protect her. Tell us all where you are headed.
Her destination is beyond these waters. In the small town of Kingsbridge, in the earldom of Shiring. There she wants to rest.
Kingsbridge? Where's that?
Hail Mary!
Make way for the Holy Virgin!
Hallelujah!
Make Robert well!
Huh?
Blessed Mary, let my daughter
Деньги кидают.
Give us a good harvest!
Это же обман чистой
They're
воды.
donating to ask for her blessing.
Oh. The weeping Madonna shall hear your prayer. And with your donations, I shall build her a new shrine at Kingsbridge, a cathedral.
It's you.
Who do you mean?
You. The red-haired ghost.
Me? A ghost?
Чего?
My husband is very much alive.
Она, может, знает его отца?
He was 12 years old.
But he drowned. By God, you drowned. 24
Чего?
years ago. On the white ship.
Да ладно! Да ладно!
My son.
His name was Jacques.
Jacques Cherbourg.
Jack Cherbourg.
Да ну нет. Белый корабль — это на котором плыл Генри в Англию. На котором утонули... Ну, утонул король будущий. Мы старались не думать о предстоящем пути на корабле в Нормандию. Последовав совету возницы, уткнулись в тупик в Барфлере. Вы, мания, серьезно заболели, но сумели выжить. Интересно, а что, можно было умереть, что ли? Мы помогли паломнице на пути Святого Иакова, проникли в священный архив Рашидова, украли плащу. Понятно, нашли Джека. Вы спасли Барда от разъяренной толпы. Вы встретили бабушку Джека и наконец узнали о судьбе его отца. А, то есть его отец был на том корабле. Ну, Джека. Так, я хочу вот уйти. Молясь отойти. А чё, чат не работает? Тишина такая. Гробовая. Посмотрим, сколько успеем главы. Нам будет закончить где-то в 7:20. Мы вернулись в собор. А я уже думал, как произойдет момент, когда мы вернемся.
So much has grown.
О, Джонатан вырос.
There are no roots, no herbs.
А сколько лет прошло? Год? Нет.
What are you looking at?
Через год он...
The garden is
Года
in
2, наверное, прошло.
disorder. I want it to be right again, but I don't know how to do it.
Before I became prior, I thought the same about Kingsbridge.
Well, what did you do?
I cleaned up.
Намек понял.
Where do we start?
Сорняки сначала выдернуть. Потом вскопать землю.
Some plants are weeds and must go before we can plant new seeds.
Знаем.
What are weeds?
Работали у бабушки на даче.
Away what
На
other
огороде.
plants need to grow. Light, water, room.
What do we do?
Pluck them. They look a lot like every other plant, so you need to learn how to tell them apart. Here, you see those? They're called wood sorrel. Let's pluck only those for now.
I'll do it.
If you insist. Make sure to pull out all of the thin roots.
And now what do I do?
Почву подготовить.
For plants to take root, the soil must be loose and fertile.
So, may I dig now? Done. What's next?
Полить семечко, которое мы еще не посадили. Хорошее предложение. Как-то тут тихо.
Now, where did you put them?
Милич тогда умер.
Ah, here they are.
Интересно, а Хамлей еще жив этот? Как его? Уильям Хамлей. Даже у него фамилия мерзкая.
I found these nuts for you. Remember, Milius? You always said that one day there will be a beech tree growing here. I think it's about time.
What did you bring?
Do you remember Milius? A kind man with a warm smile.
Well, he told me to give you this.
Wow.
А, собор зарос. Его не достроили же. Весь травой покрылся.
Now we just have to wait.
А полить?
All right.
Блин, ну мальчик с вот этой лысиной на башке, это выглядит, конечно, смешно.
How long?
Too long for us to keep
Пару
sitting
лет.
here.
That long.
Some things take time. And only with patience will you receive your reward.
Why do we have to do all these things if all we had to do is wait?
Simply waiting would not have been enough, Jonathan. You just paved the way for things to take their course. They are happening right now. And in a few days' time, we will return and see the first green leaf of something new.
Oh. Is it God's reward?
Maybe.
Does he make things grow?
You made it.
No. I just planted the seed.
Я ж думал, не предложат.
Now you can fetch some water from the rain barrel.
But that water's smelly. It's been there forever. There are many trees by the river. I bet that water's better.
That's a longer walk, though.
I don't mind. The distance is worth it.
Maybe you're right. It is worth it. Let's walk together then.
But I'll carry the bucket.
Why isn't Remigius holding the sermon? What's gotten into Philip?
Да.
Our church lies in ruins.
Ну хоть люди
But all
остались.
of this, these dire times, have revealed something important to us. Something that, maybe until today, I wasn't aware of.
What do you mean?
Заявить, что церковь не нужна, заявить, что Бог не присматривает за нами. Мы уже как-то отказались же от Бога.
You've been praying in these ruins. But you've been praying like you always did, in humbleness. We don't need a church for prayer.
Where else are we going to pray? The chapter house?
The church is where God resides.
Бог
God
везде.
doesn't work in the ways we might assume. Today, Jonathan tended to our garden to make it beautiful again. And he told me of things I almost had forgotten. Good and evil are not in here or out there. They are within each of us.
Заявить, что человек дьявол? Нет.
God made us in his image. Thus we carry the godly spark within us.
Мудрые слова.
But we have witnessed that man can have the devil in his heart as well. prayer needs no special place, for we are his church. In our actions, he exists.
We are God's temple.
No man is closer to God than any other man. Whether you pray in church or on the streets of our towns.
Прогрессивно у нас
Whether you're a man,
монах.
woman, monk or bishop.
Philip, look outside. You have to see them. You've got to see the horses and the colours.
Jonathan. Now, what's going on?
I heard noises and I went to look.
Calm down. What happened?
But the priest said they brought a miracle.
Who? What? What priest?
Step right up, brothers and sisters. For you are about to see something that will change your life.
Who is that?
They brought us a miracle.
A miracle?
Don't be shy. There is no danger. Just awe that awaits.
Святыни-то у них нет теперь. Теперь будет.
Ah, you must be Prior Philip. I am Brother Reynold. I have been sent by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Here is his letter, in case you have reasonable doubts.
Письмо архиепископа Кентерберийского. Письмо датировано 20 апреля 1141 года. Филипп из Кингсбриджа, настоящим молю вас принять благодать плачущей Богоматери, поскольку она избрала Кингсбридж на роль своего обиталища. Когда слухи о чуде дошли до моих ушей, я призвал процессию к себе. И я увидел собственными глазами, святыня и правда существует. Я прогласил это чудом Англии и намеревался вернуть святыню в Винчестер. Однако ваш Джек убедил меня поступить иначе. Я отправил одного священника из моего окружения, Рейнольда, сопровождать процессию, доставить вам это письмо. Примите мое благословение, Филипп из Кингсбриджа. Надеюсь, вы восстановите свой монастырь, чтобы он был достоин Святой Матери Божьей. Теобальд, архиепископ Кентерберийский.
We've been charged to accompany the Weeping Madonna. She is to replace the loss of your relic, Saint Adolphus the Martyr, who was taken from you, I hear, with brute force.
What?
On her travel from far away Africa, she has collected donations to reward Kingsbridge for your faith in her and in the Lord.
I can't believe this. What is all this?
You do believe. That is why she came. And that is why you shall witness her miracle for yourself today. The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named Africa. A baptized Saracen was her former guardian. And I and the custodians of the Holy Virgin were chosen to take her on a journey.
Baptized? A Saracen?
Крещеный сарацин.
Her powers or destination?
What country did you say you came from?
We have traveled all the way from a place of wonders too marvelous to behold. The faraway land of Africa.
Africa has many countries, I've heard.
Yes, it does. Many bore witness to her miracle before it dawned upon me. She wanted to go home.
Ладно, не будем его мучить.
If what you brought us comes from such a wondrous place, it must be very impressive.
Indeed. Soon you too shall witness the miracle of the Holy Madonna. But I wondered, what shrine should be her shelter? This time, it was the Madonna herself who answered my questions. She said, "You shall build me a new church in Kingsbridge." So we set off, with the blessing of Archbishop Theobald of Canterbury. And along the road, from Paris, across Normandy, over the sea, and all the way to Kingsbridge. Devout Christians have given money for the building of the Church of the Weeping Madonna. This Church of Kingsbridge. The Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you. I
Такой
will
цирк.
tell you again, dear brothers and sisters. The Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you. And I will tell you again.
Да хорош тебе. А, мы же должны нажимать. Я думаю, что он заело его.
As she changed mine.
Excuse me.
Душ.
I could have continued to carry her from town to town until my flesh succumbed. But this was not her will.
If what you...
Indeed. Soon you
Подожди,
heard
а
me
что тогда?
correctly.
Следовать округу. А,
Jonathan.
They're about to show the miracle. Look.
A baptized Saracen was her former guardian.
Кэти, Мэри. Марта еще здесь.
To take her on a journey.
What do you think of this procession?
They seem well intended, and we could use the money.
Лошадь с горбом, с двумя горбами. Типа верблюд.
Hollow. Feels like a wicker basket covered in pelt.
Цирк какой-то.
Do you speak English?
No English. Non campanare. No.
Oh, what's this? I think you might have stepped into horse dung.
What? Where?
No English, is it?
Just un poco, sì.
Could you talk to this man, Martha?
Yes, it's strange. He was quite talkative just a moment ago. He told me he was from Damascus in Africa.
Isn't Damascus in Arabia?
There's one in Africa too, I'm sure.
Why are you pretending you can't speak English?
No inglese. Malada.
She wanted to go.
Малада.
You don't need to be here. If it's too loud for you. My dear people.
Oh, I'm so excited to see a true miracle.
Did you hear that? The Madonna has chosen us.
Филипп же у нас
Come all the way from Africa.
не верит про эти чудеса. Он же сам книгу эту писал. Монахи-чужеземцы.
Tell me the truth. Why are you here?
We are guardians of the Holy Virgin that sheds tears. We were appointed by the Archbishop of Canterbury, but it was the Holy Virgin herself who chose us while she traveled through Europe.
Oh, yes. How did that happen?
She speaks without words.
But it is in places like these, and in dark times like these.
Том. Малыш. Что он здесь делает? Я его не знаю. И все же в нем есть что-то знакомое. Как зовут?
I am Philip. Who are you, young man?
Зачем прячется?
Why are you hiding? That's not fit for a shrine. Nothing sacred.
И чё? Все что ли? Обшивка, блок, дерево. На вид старое и потрепанное. Спереди этого не видно. Под гобеленом открывается белая обшивка из очень простой ткани. А тот все одно и то же говорит. Давай чудо показывайте.
Brothers and sisters, you are about to witness a miracle. The Madonna knows how you have suffered. The Virgin Mother had to witness the rise and fall of her Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, and never stopped believing. Kingsbridge has endured many hardships. Prior James left you before his time when you needed him the most. Your old cathedral was burned to the ground.
How do you know this?
And your new one collapsed even before construction was finished. You have suffered the ruthless destruction of your market, homes, and lives.
Dada!
All of you have lost husbands, wives, and children, family and friends.
Dada!
All of you know how it is to be hungry and afraid.
Jack. Aliena.
Philip. But this is a miracle, isn't it? Or something along those lines.
But how?
We thought it was time to give Tommy a home.
The boy? Your boy?
Well, Philip? Do you recognize him? Our little Tommy?
Tommy? But...
Где вы были?
It's been almost 3 years since I last saw you, Jack.
Ну, почти угадал, не 2-3 года.
Where on earth did you find him?
I'd almost given up looking for him. Then Tommy found him.
And you decided to come back?
Well, this is our home, after all.
Then what on earth is all this? This miracle?
With the Madonna, we were able to collect donations for your priory and for Kingsbridge.
Really?
We can start anew. We can rebuild the cathedral.
What's the catch?
I'll get to be master builder.
Это единственный подвох.
Why? I've studied the cathedrals, churches, and houses they build in France and Spain. I saw how different their constructions were, with new shapes, colors, and ideas. Oh, you should have seen it. They combined rib vaulting and pointed arches. I want to do that. That's why.
Why here?
Because this is home.
The townspeople probably think that's enough to build a whole cathedral, but to me it looks like about £100. You know, that won't even pay for a year's work.
Like all of this, it's a symbol. Enough for a fresh start.
And the Madonna will stay here. Kingsbridge will attract visitors and donations again.
You mean I should be thankful for these lies and tricks?
Jack! Aliena! You came back!
We wanted to see you, little sister.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But look at you! And the little one!
Tommy.
How are the others?
Alfred left Kingsbridge. Richard shows up every now and then, and Ellen returned to the forest.
We need to visit her.
Father lives with her now.
Да ладно.
What's wrong, Mother?
I'm glad you're back.
I am too. Very glad.
She looks like she's about to cry. She will weep for your suffering, Kingsbridge. She knows your pain.
What now?
The miracle.
Her eyes are wet.
Her
Right,
eyes.
look at her.
They're shining.
She cannot hold her tears any longer.
She is made of wood. It's impossible.
Why are you weeping?
She is mute ever since her husband died.
The Madonna has suffered as I have. She understands.
А, это та, которая потеряла на дороге, которой мы дали успокоительное, чтобы она нас не спалила.
Her faith in all of your lies. Mary has found a miracle. We can't keep trying to repair Kingsbridge by ourselves. Things are not improving. We're struggling to keep things as they are.
But we can't afford to hire help.
Without farming and fairs, we're back to Prior James's time.
All these past years, my advice was good enough for you. But it appears you've changed your mind now, again.
It is time we started doing something to wake up and make Kingsbridge what it used to be. We did before, and we can do it again.
Этот Ремигий тоже говнюк.
To accept a risk like that. Don't you remember what happened last time? My, how easily we forget.
I remember well.
And still, you put your trust into a group of random strangers to make things better. Philip, why in God's name have you stood by and let this happen? They're tricking us into giving them money for false idols.
They are giving us money.
So that we'll place this idol in our priory? Do you approve of this?
Я думаю, в нашем положении, ну, в его положении он бы уже одобрил. Он знает, что это все неправильно.
People need hope, and these travelers are giving them hope. Yes, it is a deception, but with good intentions. Mary speaks again. Is that not a true miracle?
You fell for them. You really did. And now you joyfully take part in their deceptions. I'm warning you. I cannot support a prior who tolerates heresy.
Your threat won't sway me. No matter how unconventional, their return and their gift are a blessing.
You made your decision, Philip of Gwynedd. And now
Сейчас опять епископу этому Уоллорану расскажет
I
все.
resign. I'm leaving the priory.
Да неужели? Наконец-то.
You got so big, Tommy. And you're just as shy as your father was.
Don't let him fool you. Usually, he's always up to something.
А он все хромает?
We are so proud of you. Of both of you.
Is she still here?
Hmm?
Your wife, Agnes?
No. Ellen and Martha moved her to Kingsbridge. She got a proper burial this time.
Will you come back with us too?
Would you want that?
Yes. I need your help with the cathedral. Philip and I have big plans.
We'll come.
Ellen, we found Jack's family in Cherbourg.
The place he came from wasn't Cherbourg, it was Cherbourg.
But really? What were they like?
They were good people.
His grandmother said Jack looked just like him, like his father.
He does. But they never came for him or asked about him.
They thought he was dead. His ship sunk. He'd always wanted to go to England.
Have you ever heard of the White Ship?
No.
The king's family drowned.
My father was there. He was the only one who survived.
Вот это поворот.
Not for long.
You told me that he was accused of stealing a chalice.
Yes. But I know he was innocent. I heard the story and had to find out what he looked like. He told me his name. I fell in love. I helped him escape. But in the end, they caught up with us.
What happened then?
They hanged him. I was there. And you were there, Jack. But you weren't born yet. He was led to the gallows. Everyone was quiet. The people somehow knew he was not a thief. But I knew for sure. He told me. He was so afraid. He didn't want to die. I didn't want him to die. And I prayed. Then I heard his voice. Quiet.
Sang sweeter than ever, as if the falling melody might wing and net dissever. At dusk the hunter took his prey, the lark his freedom never.
No!
Жесть.
No!
You said that 3 men were responsible for Father's death.
Who were they?
The Sheriff of Shiring, Percy Hamley, Prior James of Kingsbridge, and Archdeacon Waileran Bygod. They showed no mercy. Neither did I.
I curse you! All of you! He will return to haunt you! One day, you will be judged for what you did. Your houses shall be consumed by fire. Your life shall end in pain and agony. You shall grow old in sadness and regret.
The people they killed will return to haunt them. I promised them.
We welcome our new prior, Remigius. He helped to recover the bones of the Saint of Kingsbridge, Adolphus, from the hands of thieves. Adolphus already rests safely in this great cathedral of Shiring. Our master builder Alfred promised me that it will only be a matter of a few years until the cathedral will be finished. And the Earl of Shiring has promised to support us. But he has not done so for himself. No, the Earl is not a selfish man. His mother, Lady Hamley, is sick. More and more, I feel the whole of England is suffering from a sickness. The sickness of war, poverty, and most of all, heathen beliefs. I have spoken to God. I asked him, begged him to walk amongst us, to heal us. But God told me that only when this great cathedral is finished will he have a temple to reside in.
Как же манипулировали раньше людьми.
This shall be a towering castle to protect us from evil and false beliefs. With this cathedral, we will bring an end to the dark times.
Waileran Bygod.
Jack, what are you doing here?
My father died by your hands, Waileran. His name was Jacques Cherbourg.
How dare you talk to the bishop like that?
He died right here.
Who are you?
I know that man. He's that bastard from Kingsbridge.
That man is my husband.
You?
All of you, listen to what we have to say. From now on, Kingsbridge is protected.
By our knights, by our walls.
and by the word of the king.
So whatever you do, we will defend our town, our market and fulling mills.
And our cathedral, which we shall rebuild.
Дерзко.
All workers are invited to come and work for us.
Preposterous.
If you so much as try to bring harm to us, Bishop, we will make sure that you pay for everything you did.
А вызов. А вторая глава что-то быстрая. Сейчас будет какой-нибудь план этот хитрый придумывать. Уоллерен. Епископ. «11 лет спустя». А что так время-то быстро летит?
It had been 3 years. 3 years of drought.
3 года засухи.
3 years of hunger and poverty. England was brought to its knees. Only our walls had kept us safe from the bands of outlaws raiding towns and villages.
Они стену возвели.
Bishop Waleran and William Hamley forced the workers to finish their cathedral in Shiring. Many had died. The work on our own cathedral had almost come to a halt. 4 weeks the storm had raged on. It was then that our cathedral gave up its last secret.
Опять что ли? Опять в том же месте трещина.
Everything changed.
Там по-любому что-то лежало, значит, под землей. В склепе. Раз проседал всегда в том месте.
Tom!
Сокровище.
I told you you wouldn't like the sight of this.
It looks bad, but it's not the wall I'm worried about. It's good you sent the workers home during the storm. Now do us all a favor and do the same. Go home. Your children hardly get to see you. Tommy and Sally have been asking about you all morning.
Че, еще одного ребенка родили? Семья Джека и Алианы. С тех пор, как Ричард и Джек пообещали Уоллерену защищать Кембридж, они потратили много времени на укрепление города. С тех пор Уильям не решался атаковать снова. Алиана продолжает торговать шерстью, ведет дела в основном за пределами Ширинга. Я потерялся. Большая часть шерсти, которую она торгует, производится в Кинсбридже, где Джек построил 2 валяльные мастерские. У Алианы и Джека 2 детей. Томми уже 12 лет. Его младшей сестре Салли 9. Марта приглядывает за обоими, пока Джек и Алиана работают.
You'll kill yourself up here.
That crack down there must have been due to the storm. If the storm works, I work.
My cathedral was never designed to be this high.
I know. I reinforced the walls. It cannot be the height.
What else was damaged? I'd look myself, but I dare not come closer. If your mother knew I was up here at all, she'd kill me.
Both of us.
What?
She would kill both of us.
Слушай, стена вот-вот рухнет. Почему? Да знаю я почему, наверное.
One day, people will fly, like birds, sailing on the wind. Rashid told me.
Sure. Until then, stay away from the edge.
I'd better be careful up here.
Молоток из убила. Ух ты ж.
Careful over there.
If we don't find out what's causing this, then the whole east wall will come down. The storm is making it worse.
If you're right. What about Aliena?
She should be on her way back from Winchester now.
Oh, I hope she's all right in this.
Yeah, I hope so too. No.
Корень. Там что, дерево проросло, что ли?
Vaulting is cracked. If I make it worse, then
you're probably right.
all right. One more time.
Упс.
It'll be easier without the sand everywhere.
Right.
And? What happened?
If the vaulting were unstable, this part should have collapsed and the wall would retract.
So, the cause of our problem is not up here?
No.
When we erected the eastern wall 17 years ago, there was also a crack. No matter what we did, it always came back. Remember?
Yes. Yeah, I remember. But this is not the same wall. We rebuilt it.
Still, could the cause not have been the same in both cases?
Maybe. The crypt!
Huh. How kept the whole foundation there as it was?
But it never had to carry this much weight before.
You're right. If the cause of our problem is down there, we'll find it.
Строители тоже мне.
Don't you need help? I'll manage. Just don't tell your mother.
Are you sure?
Go on. I know you can't wait to get down there.
Neither can you. I'll just take a quick look and wait for you.
They were enraged. Bishop Henry thinks that the Pope should hear about what you wrote.
I think so too. I would be honored if he read my book.
Philip, I really am worried about you.
There is no need for you to worry, Jonathan. It is just a book.
The problem is that the people love your sermons and what you wrote, even though most of them can't read. Your book is being copied in priories all over England.
Is that not a good thing, if our message gives people hope?
In desperate times, hope can be a powerful force.
That is very true.
Well, I fear the bishops. They might come to believe you took that power from them.
Huh? Do you?
Вторая книга. Ну, а вторую даже сделал. В своей книге Филипп высказывает предположение, что поскольку Бог создал человека, каждый из нас носит в себе божественную искру. Хотя порой нам кажется, что Бог покинул нас, на самом деле Бог ближе к нам, чем кто-либо другой, поскольку наша душа имеет божественную сущность. Это означает, что мы не должны сидеть и ждать спасения извне, но можем изменить мир вокруг нас своими силами. Мы можем посадить семя, а Бог, в свою очередь, поможет ему расти. Философия Филиппа распространилась по всей Англии и даже по другим частям Европы, но церковь же жестко критикует этот текст. В своей первой книге Филипп критиковал только фальшивые чудеса. Теперь же он заявляет, что все люди одинаково божественны. Соответственно, представители духовенства обладают не больше божественного, чем любой другой человек. Ой, зацепило их. Самолюбие. В книге он честно изложил свои мысли. Он нашел свою правду. Джонсон скоро станет помощником приора.
Jack, have you been atop the cathedral during the storm?
Don't worry, Philip. The storm isn't as bad up there. Jonathan, did you and the others come directly from Winchester?
Yes, we did.
What about Aliena?
She stayed a day longer for the fleece fair. She should be on her way back now.
In this storm?
We didn't expect it to get worse.
No one did.
I am sure she'll be alright.
I need to go. I think I know why the east wall is unstable.
Yes? Why is that?
I'm not sure, but I think the answer lies down in the crypt. I should hurry before it's too late. I think I know what caused the...
Wonderful. You know, I just realized that the crack in the wall reminds me of the one that the old cathedral had.
The one that burned down?
Yes. I only noticed it when I visited after Prior James died.
It wasn't there before then?
No. I remember that I thought the crack looked like a finger, pointing at the sinners of Kingsbridge.
A grim thought.
I was not happy with the state of Kingsbridge back then. I admit that.
No, I better have a look at...
Пошли.
That's not the way to the... No, not before I find out.
Короче, понятно. У нас только один путь пока что. Крипта.
Philip is right. It does look like a finger.
Перст Божий.
Crypt. I better wait for Tom. I know he doesn't want to miss anything.
Now it's down here too. The first cracks are showing.
That means we were right. The cause of the instability must be down here.
The ground.
Could be.
The drought could have made it worse.
We'll find out.
Реликвия.
Rashid was right. People love to believe in miracles. The reason most people come to Kingsbridge now is for Philip's sermons. He tells them what they need to hear. He gives them hope. Do you know what's going on here, Mary? Do you want to work on this one?
Go ahead. I need some time to catch my breath. Don't look at me like that. I'm fine.
That definitely wasn't here before.
It wasn't.
Давай вскрывать будем.
If there's dry sand behind there, we know it's the ground.
Just be careful when you work on that wall. If it's the ground and the foundation, the whole wall could cave in.
Ну, понеслась. Оп.
Here we go. But what? I think I can feel a draft.
What?
One more time.
Jack, watch out!
Там проход, что ли?
It's all right.
What is it?
God. These stones, they've been removed before.
The mortar is missing on most of them.
Whoever put them back just added some mortar on top of the stones to hide the fact that they were removed. The tile at the bottom was completely loose.
What does that mean?
I think it was an entrance.
An entrance? To where?
That's what we'll find out.
Careful now. You've got the whole east wall on top of you.
Jack?
Jack?
I'm all right. I just hit my head.
Свечку взял там, не знаю, фонарик.
There's a whole room here. A chamber.
What's that?
I'll get a torch.
Philip, I'll get it. You stay here.
Гроб, песок. Длинная штука, похоже на гроб.
There's sand everywhere.
Комната, что ли, чья-то?
It's a bed.
What?
There's a bed in here.
What? Jonathan, we need that torch.
Ремиги, что ли, здесь? Веник. Ремиги здесь избивал или себя избивал? Он же любил избивать новицей молодых.
That's not wood. It's metal. Gold, even.
I have the torch.
All right, come in here. Should be safe.
Yes.
Ну показывайте. Мне интересно. БДСМ комната.
Did you know about this place?
No, I did not. I have seen this chalice before, when I was very young. It's the chalice of the Eucharist from Kingsbridge Cathedral.
А, этот кубок и украл отец.
Cuthbert told me about it. They said it was stolen.
And melted down, I know. Mother told me. They also said it was my father who did it.
Did they?
So he's innocent then?
He must be.
And whoever hid the chalice is responsible for his death. They hanged him in Shiring for stealing this chalice. But it was here all along.
That scourge, the whip. It belonged to Prior James. I was afraid of it when I first visited Kingsbridge with Francis and Abbot Peter. Even the look of it scared me.
James. Maybe it was him. I think I saw him during the night of the fire in the cathedral. When the old cathedral burned down. There was a man in the fire. His shoulders were bloody, as if he had chastised himself.
It is you! By God and the devil!
He told me that he had sinned, that he had done something to me. Perhaps because I looked like my father.
So he confessed for framing your father while he hid the cup here?
But it couldn't have been James you saw. James died weeks before the fire.
Did he? You said they never found his body. Maybe he hid down here. Maybe that's why the bed's here.
Wait.
Логично.
Jack, you were in the burning cathedral.
Спалили нас. Все-таки узнали. Они все-таки узнали. Ну давай признаемся, что нам всю жизнь стоить. Лучше признаться.
I told Philip what I'd done. He just looked at me. Didn't say anything.
Плеть приора Джеймса. Будучи ребенком, Филипп боялся плети Джеймса. Впервые он видел, когда вместе с аббатом Питером, который воспитал его и Фрэнсиса после гибели их родителей, приезжал в Кинсбридж. Спустя годы Джеймс решил, что Филипп к тому времени уже молодой человек, уже вполне способен вести собственный приорат в лесной обители Святого Иоанна. Каждый раз, когда Филипп бывал в родном соборе в Кинсбридже, он вспоминал о дне, когда впервые увидел плеть. Аббату Питеру никогда не нравилась идея, что боль может привести к спасению, но приор Джеймс верил, что самоистязание – это единственный способ очистить душу от греховных влечений плоти. После того, как Джек сказал Филиппу, что приор Джеймс был жив в тот день, когда сгорел собор, Филипп вспомнил, что за несколько недель до этого хор не решался петь, поскольку слышал, как кто-то истязает себя в крипте. Может быть, они действительно слышали Джеймса, может быть, Джеймс правда прятался в тайной комнате в крипте, но почему? Такие подробности раскрываются.
Waileran, what do you want?
Do you think it is wise to resign yourself to gluttony at times like
Еще он растолстел.
while people starve on the streets of Shiring?
Don't play the saint. You promise them miracles. And you make them pay. But your miracles never work out, do they?
God works in ways that we cannot comprehend.
My mother cannot walk. You failed. Again. What do you want?
I came about a book.
The Bible again.
No. Philip of Gwynedd wrote it. And the church is displeased. Bishop Henry was enraged. This is our chance, William.
Your chance, you mean? If you need forces, talk to Walter or Ugly. I don't care. I built your fucking cathedral.
Я построил тебе.
I'm done.
It's not just about Philip. It's about Aliena and her
Ну да, что-то он не постарел.
Don't mention that name.
But have you not heard? King Stephen and Maud's son just signed a peace treaty.
I don't care.
You should care.
I said I don't. Now leave and don't come back unless I ask for you. Where's my wife?
They've not returned yet,
Lord William. Then get me a whore. Now!
А я думал, ты уже уснул там. Уоллинфордский договор. Уоллин. Блин, они по-английски написали, я бы то, наверное, прочитал. Спустя 15 лет войны между Стефаном и Мод, Англия была раздоблена больше, чем когда-либо. После финального сражения у Уоллинфорда сын императрица Мод Генрих II и Стефан договорились о перемирии. Да, Мод, походу, имя, Генрих фамилия. Позднее договор был подписан в Винчестере и Вестминстере. Согласно договору, Стефан остается королем до своей смерти, а затем трону наследует Генрих II. Также в договоре говорилось... подожди, сын императрицы. Тьфу, сын императрицы Мод, Генрих II. Также в договоре говорилось о том, что все решения относительно земель, принятые Стефаном, отменяются, а земли возвращают свой статус во времен правления Генриха I. Это означало, что графство Ширинг снова принадлежит наследникам Бартоломью, а не Хамлеям. Но кто решится выступить против Уильяма Хамлея? Я на диван отходил от компа. Ты это, лег как фильмец посмотреть. Правильно. Как сериал, скорее. Или все-таки уснул? Блин, так, мне за временем надо следить. Блин, надо уже заканчивать сейчас. Как они... Я квартиру снимаю. Там какие-то проблемы у моих соседей. Да, так и поверил на 10 минут. У моих соседей проблемы почему-то с управляющей компанией коммунальщиков. Меня ничего не беспокоит, все устраивает. Нет, они сейчас устраивают собрание, видимо, чтобы сменить управляющую компанию. Но меня больше удивляет в том, что они не платят, ты понимаешь? Они не платят и требуют, чтобы те что-то делали. Хотя я посмотрю, вон, у всех машины там по 2 миллиона. И они не платят коммуналку, там у долги по 18, по 20 тысяч. Я каждый месяц стабильно плачу в срок. Меня все устраивает, вода есть. Ну, отопление вот, да, зимой плоховато. Все, остальное есть, свет есть, вода есть. А я должен сейчас тратить свое время. Хозяйка квартиры не может, потому что она работает до 9. Собрание почему-то в 7:30. Я и так хотел отмазаться, но не получилось. Просто хочу послушать, что ж там будут говорить. Так что надо сохраняться. Я даже без понятия, насколько там это будет собрание, не на 10 минут точно. Если они начнут разглагольствовать. Так что можешь спать идти. А я пойду. У нас вот воду на пофиг отключают часто, независимо от оплаты. Нет, у нас такого нету. Вот вы можете ругаться. А я не знаю, что у моих соседей. Там уже и в прокуратуру писали по поводу чего. По поводу чего вообще я без понятия. Кого-то коммунальщики не выполняют свои договорные обязанности. Не знаю, что они не выполняют. Меня все устраивает. Вода есть, свет есть. Горячая вода есть. Горячая всегда. У меня соседи есть, честно, как будто им спокойно не живется. Надо подписать эту бумагу, надо это подписать. Вот мы прокуратуру пишем. Я говорю, ну давайте, господи. Даже не читая. Надо платить вовремя, и все будут делать. А если ты платишь вовремя и ничего не делаешь, то тогда можно уже бочку гнать. Правильно? А когда ты не платишь, как ты можешь, не выполняя свои обязанности договорные, просить что-то в ответ? Ну, это русский народ, он всегда такой был. Лишь бы на халяву, лишь бы ничего не делать. Мне все должны вокруг, а я никому ни хрена не должен. Как же так? Я ж пуп земли. Я же особенный. Сейчас меня понесло, короче. Но я не буду на людях. Вообще я не конфликтный человек. Но вот эти... Меня бесят вот эти качальщики прав. У которых прав нету. Они типа самые умные. У меня есть права. У меня есть права, да. У людей в России нет ничего. Ух, сейчас меня загребут еще, не дай бог. Пока платят, права есть. А если ты не платишь, то у тебя ничего нет. Все правильно. Так, ладно, мне 5 минут осталось спускаться вниз. Короче, завтра, как обычно, пытаюсь не задерживаться, как сегодня. В 11 ровно запущу. Надо уже какую-то планку брать, чтобы ровно в определенное время Так что завтра в один смор пойдем. Мучиться. Ну как мучиться? Мы с едой решили. Проблему с деньгами, видишь, чуть решили. Теперь, правда, лечить всех там подряд надо. Чтоб не помер никто. Хочется, конечно, сделать, может, ачивку дает, чтобы никто не умер вообще. Но это охренеешь. Это всех постоянно лечить. На всех порошков не напастешься. Только на вот этих 8 из списка надо лечить порошком. Спичку надо было вылечить порошочком, а не стоматина. Можно остальных в живых поддерживать, даже при болезни. Нет, это понятно. Спичка-то. Ну, тоже верно. Там, видишь, нужно поддерживать иммунитет. А если заражен, надо проводить операцию и повышать иммунитет. И там уже будет типа качели. Чтобы иммунитет был почти под максимум. Тогда они умирать не будут. От болезни. Грифа надо. Гриф же, да? Следующая жертва у нас. Надо будет его прооперировать. Ну, как раз у него. Без ничего, правда. Ну ладно, завтра решим, короче. Так что до завтра. Я пошел. Не хочу заставлять соседей ждать мою персону. Хотя даже с ними не знаком. Со всеми. Ну, ничего. Ну, а те, кто в Ютубе внезапно посмотрит записи, подписывайтесь на Twitch, группа ВКонтакте, YouTube, чтобы участвовать в дебатах. Чтобы мы не вдвоем участвовали со Skyfairy в дебатах, а чтобы было много людей, много мнений. Все говорили, что вот ты не прав, стример продался и в том роде. И увидимся на следующих стримах.